All right, everyone, welcome to episode 21 of Pardon the Dashboard. With me today, I have my co-host and fellow veteran, IXI Sweat, also known as Ben.
Hey, everybody.
I have MrChaosMath, who is now a reoccurring guest.
Hello, gentlemen and ladies.
And we also have Onslaught. He's been on... What episode were you in here, Mike?
I have no idea. Maybe
10 episodes ago?
5, 6, 7 episodes ago. I don't know.
Damn.
I try to get back on here like every week, or not every week, but all the time. But I can never match it up with your time. Y'all usually do it earlier, and I appreciate you guys doing it later so you can have me on.
Yeah, this one worked out. I had a date at Chuck E. Cheese earlier. I wasn't really happy about it either.
Really?
It's a nightmare going to Chuck E. Cheese, like a literal nightmare.
Yes.
I love Chuck E. Cheese.
No.
It's dirty.
But I don't have kids though either.
I went to the bathroom and I was like, oh my god.
Is that why we have Dave and Buster's? Isn't that for like older?
Now Dave and Buster's I love. I don't care.
Or like a Jillian's. You guys have Jillian's?
Oh yeah, Jillian's is an East Coast thing, man. Damn.
I've never heard of that.
It's
yeah,
pretty good.
Like
Same thing.
Dave and Buster's.
Yeah.
Anyway, for our first topic, we wanted to talk about your Road to Nuke series, Mike, and hopefully you can tell us some of your frustrations with it. I know you had quite a few, and the idea behind it, and some afterthoughts now that it's over.
Well, it is over, but a new one just started today. I don't know if you caught that. It's called an Uncensored. So the Road to the Nuke was, a lot of people enjoy the live commentaries, you know, the consecutive kind of Road to Commander style series, and I was trying to come up with something challenging and something I was interested in doing. I was kind of bored with Black Ops, so I jumped into it was a horrible mistake. I'm not going to do it again. And it was, but people like seeing me struggle there for a little while. But it got to that game is so broken.
Now, just so people know, you had some very challenging rules that you put for yourself while doing this series. Could you tell us a few of those?
Basically, I took away anything that I would ever want to use, like out of my go-to set class. I took it out. So no stopping power, no ninja, no cold-blooded. There were no assault rifles. There were
everything good was gone.
Yeah, the only I could use Harriers and Pavlos. I couldn't use Chopper Gunner or AC-130 for kill streaks. And I had to. Honestly, the most frustrating part was after every game, I was rotating through all the game types, so I didn't just play one game type and try to get a nuke in it. I had to switch to the next game type after I played one full game in that game type. So I could never really get into the flow of a lobby, or I couldn't, get used to playing a game type. I was constantly switching, so that also, made it kind of frustrating and challenging.
At what point did you kind of think to yourself, "Oh shit"?
Probably when I
go ahead.
Because I started the series the same way that I would start a Road to the Nuke. I started with a 0 level account. So once I unlocked the first kill streak that I unlocked was the nuke. So that was all I had was the nuke kill streak, and then I think I had UAV and Predator because they were the default. But once I unlocked that and saw just how slow the series was going, I mean, it was pretty early on that I was like, wow, I gotta get this done. I think it ended up taking 30 something attempts maybe through leveling up and unlocking everything I wanted. Yeah. So.
And some really close calls that had to kill you.
You
had 24, I know, once.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I had 24 once. I got over 20 a couple different times, but I mean, just so many times, just random stuff happens in that game that just, I don't know, you can't explain it, and you just have to suck it up and move on.
So go ahead.
I was just gonna say when I saw today that there was an uncensored one, what I actually thought was, I know that towards the end of the series you started to just you said, all right, I'm just gonna try to put in the better of the games. I know you guys don't want to see everyone, and I don't want to see everyone at this point. And so I thought it was going to be like the one video where Mike is just like swearing and like because, once in a while you slip the cuss word in, but you don't normally do that. And I was like, oh goody, he's just going to be like screaming and raging for 5 minutes. But I was like, oh my god, it's a new series.
No, the whole uncensored thing, and it might be the wrong word. Maybe it should be like unrestricted or something. Actually, somebody tweeted that to me today. But the new uncensored is just there are no rules. I just play how I want to play, and it's just seeing how many games it takes me to get a nuke. So
yeah,
but
I was taking bets on Twitter today.
yeah, I try to watch my
You should
language.
do that.
These games, man,
Yeah, it's hard, especially
There should be a portion on your website where people can bet.
Yeah,
Which game is it going to happen?
Yeah, I said 4.
That's
Game
a good
4?
one. That's
Game
a good
4?
one.
Yeah, that's
You could probably set the line at like 4.5.
Yeah.
Did you see how close today's was?
Dude, you were one off, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how have people responded to it so far?
They like it so far. They actually like it. I think from the responses and comments and the ratings better than I've been posting some of the competitive stuff that I've been doing here recently, and I think they just like, hearing the live commentary. I don't even know if they care about the gameplay. I just think they like hearing the real time reaction from, somebody they enjoy listening to.
Yeah, and you just have one of those personalities. I call it a talent to be able to do live commentary like that. I have a challenge with it, a real challenge doing live commentary because I have the attention span of a goldfish. I'm one to admit that at any time, and yeah, I can't focus enough, and I find myself cussing a lot. Like the one I did on Deadliest Warrior, I said "get fucked up" like at least a dozen times.
Yeah, that's gonna be my challenge because I'm gonna give it a try soon, and my challenge is gonna be like, how do I not just sound like Andrew Dice Clay the whole time?
Oh yeah, and then my neighbor's kid loves to watch me on YouTube, and I have to go out there and I'm watering my lawn, and the mom's out there and she's like, yeah, you're the guy.
Oh man, yeah. I haven't had any, real life experience like that yet. So I try to watch my language, but and they catch me too. Like there'll be comments that get thumbed up to be like, "Oh, Mike, you said a bad word right here in the time spot." No.
All right, let's move on to our next topic, which is actually just brand new. This came out today. The new map DLC for Black Ops, new map pack, and it's going to be exclusively for zombies, from what I understand. What do you guys think of this? Is this the right move, or I think they're really trying to push zombies, and for a new map pack, I think that might be a bad move. What do y'all think?
I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy that it's only zombies. I'm not opposed to them doing, redoing the zombie maps or the older zombie maps, but I don't want to pay $15 for just refurbished maps that you can only play, 4 people at a time. I like the whole multiplayer map, 4 maps and then a zombie map or whatever. I'm just disappointed in it.
Maybe they should have done, like, if they really wanted to push zombies, just do 2 zombie maps and 2 multiplayer maps.
Yeah, I
do
think
it that way.
They're really splitting the line here because there is on one hand though, I sort of give them props because there's a growing sort of zombie sub community. There's whole channels now that are based around zombie play, and a lot of people really get into it, and a lot of people are starting to really like it now that you're starting to see like commentator teams of 4 getting into it and stuff. But that they just released Annihilation. PS3 just got it last week. Like I just downloaded the maps for PS3 this weekend. So, I don't know, it might have been a little soon. I think they're just trying to cash in. I think they do plan to do 1 more multiplayer map. So I don't know. Excuse me. I think it's mostly just, marketing. Like, all right, we got to hurry up and release this shit before people don't even care anymore.
Well, I think zombies reinforces multiplayer. One of the number one things I hear when I'm in, a public lobby is, "Hey, man, I'm tired of this. You want to go play zombies?"
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's what people resort to when they're tired of multiplayer. And people are already getting tired of multiplayer. I don't think it's a good idea to do an all zombies map pack. As much as I think people enjoy that, I think they need to focus on the bread and butter of Call of Duty, which is the multiplayer, the regular multiplayer.
Yeah, but for Treyarch, zombies, that's them. That's honestly,
That's
I
true.
think what they're known for, is the zombie multiplayer stuff. You can see Infinity Ward's trying to mimic it with the new Spec Ops, but it's all, personal preference. You talk to Syndicate or Merc, and they're going to be like, or any of their, the majority of their followers, they're going to be like, dude, I'm getting that the day it comes out, and all their people are going to watch it. Everybody's going to go to them for the video. So it's all personal preference. I can't personally play too much zombies because the beginning of it is so repetitive. Like, it takes so long to get to the point where things start to change that I just get bored with it super fast. The only thing that entertains me is playing with, friends and basically talking to them, until it starts to get fun.
I think this could be a good map pack if they really change things up with the zombies, like really throw in some wrenches that haven't been there before, and shake things up. It could be good in that situation to where they could pull in maybe a new fan base of people that don't like the current formula.
It's I think they tried to do that with what Shangri-La. Like I said before, I thought they threw in too many new things at once. But a couple things to point out is, one, it's free for those guys who have the Hardened or Prestige edition of Black Ops. So that's really cool that they did that. And somebody in the stream said that why didn't Treyarch just stick to making like just one zombie game, like separate from Black Ops, separate from Call of Duty, just a zombie game? And I wouldn't be opposed to that. I've said that before. I think, like Mike said, they're known for zombies. They do an awesome job of it. I'm just a little bit disappointed that they make a whole map pack dedicated to just zombies.
Do you really think it could stand out on its own?
Absolutely.
Nah, I don't. I think the multiplayer and the zombies build off of each other. I think they have to. Yeah. I don't know. That's just me, though. I'm not a zombies player, so the only reason I play zombies is because of the multiplayer aspect in the game.
Yeah, I mean, hardcore zombie players, I mean, I can't imagine they comprise more than 10% of, the people who play.
Yeah, I mean, once I get over the novelty of it, it really loses its fizz for me.
I think it might be good if it was just like a, download on the marketplace. They could get away with it.
Yes, that's very true.
Yeah, but not like a packaged retail game, just zombies. I don't think it would fly.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, well, let's move on to our next topic, which is a reoccurring kind of event that's been going on. And Mike, you've been participating in just about all of them, which are these commentator showdowns. The first one was actually called the Commentator Showdown. Then you had the Billionaire Challenge. Then the Call of the Community, which we like to refer to as COC. And it's a reoccurring theme. And these are happening a lot in the future. Everybody's starting to plan these type of events around all the commentators coming together for these tournaments. And I wanted your thoughts on if this was a good idea for the community and how it could be done better than what is being done right now.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I mean, it's just like, an NBA All-Star game or, any type of competitive sport that brings, what's considered some of the best or the most entertaining. It's like a major event for a wrestling or UFC fight or something like that. I think a lot of people enjoy it. I think you can't do too many of them, though. I think people will get burnt out on them because there's only so much you can do to make the events different, So, yes. I mean, I think the original Commentator Showdown, the free-for-all, I think that was good. I like the recent the 4v4, competitive thing. That was a lot of fun, too. But if it just keeps being the same thing, just with known commentators playing together, I think it's gonna lose its pizzazz.
I think right now it's like the Olympics. You're not going to watch on a weekly basis people swimming in a damn pool. But if it happens every 4 years, it's exciting. It's super pumped up. You're going to watch it. You want to know what happens. And, it can be great in if it's done in that way. But if it's done too often, you're right, it loses its fizz.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, the reason that I think a lot of people are, well, I don't know.
Well, what was your thought? What do you mean?
Well, I'm trying to hash it out through my brain right now, and it's not consolidating and coming together really.
So, how would you want to organize if you were to do your own? What would be the best way to do this? You think the free for all was the best way to go about these tournaments?
No, free for all. I like the 4-man format. I think you can get a lot more people involved, a lot more. The free-for-all, the way that we originally did it, there were just too many people in it, and I think a lot of people, agree with that. But free-for-all wise, I don't know. I'm not a free-for-all player, so, I mean, I would be more involved and more excited about a team-based thing where you can hear people talking back and forth, communicating, and, that kind of deal. I would like for there to be, like, real substance on the line too. I would like for there to be like real money or real, something that people are really trying, they really want to win. I think that would help drive up the competition a little bit.
What are your thoughts on it, Ben?
That's a really good point. That putting something on the line that gets everybody everybody has the same motivation, because each time there's something where somebody, like for charity, for instance, everybody's like, well, I'm just playing to have fun, and some people are like, well, I'm really competitive, and then some people mail it in, kind of early or whatnot, and if you have something on the line where everybody's like, I'm driving for that, that's a really good point. But I think there were maybe too many people involved, and to the point like where Eric had so many people. And so many people got left out and added and back and forth, and their list got messed up. That even the backup rosters and things were, they were backwashed and they were disorganized and whatnot. So maybe tone it down and keep. I like the 4-man aspect. I like smaller teams. I don't have any problem with the smaller teams, but maybe a smaller tournament, and that won't take as long too. Because a 7 or 8 hour contest is a bit much to ask somebody to watch and stream for an entire day.
Yeah, and I think that was done to get as many people involved as possible, because that was like a community focused event. The more people you have from the community, the more it is, towards the common goal there. But I really think that the issues with it were just the fact that Eric and the team of guys that were really working with him on that, they were, they had 5 days or whatever it was. Give it a month to actually set up a tournament.
Yeah.
Some solid teams, make sure everybody's there, get good promotion for the event or whatever, and knock it out. But yeah, you're right. There were, I think they ended up streaming for what, 7 hours, maybe 6 hours.
It was way too long in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, just me.
I think it's only a matter of time before a really big, entity or company comes along and streamlines this. Because in 5 days they were able to put together what, 20 grand for charity. There's some real power going on there, some real pull, and obviously a lot of attention. So people are enjoying this. I'm excited to see where it leads. I really,
Really quick, I'm sorry. Eric's in the stream and he's saying, "Hey, quit hating that, jerks." But no, Eric, we're not hating. I mean, you guys did a great job in the amount of time that you were given. We are not complaining about that at all. But this is just improving it going forward. That's all.
Where it's going to go, how it's going to evolve.
Yeah, I think
down the road.
if they sort of use more of like a professional sports model and a championship series, like, so you stagger it and it's sort of like playoffs. I mean, you have a bracket form, and maybe for a month, every Saturday night there's a 3-hour stream. I think it could help keep people's interest in it and really sort of make it feel like a sport.
Absolutely.
Sort of alongside of MLG, but just the YouTube community. One thing I wanted to sort of throw out there, and believe me, this is a disclaimer, I'm not at all complaining about it, but one thing that I'd like to see going forward, and there was a little bit of it, but I think it could sort of unintentionally polarize the community a little bit, where up and coming commentators and guys that are trying to break through, when you start to have lots of events with the guys that are upper echelon channels, it sort of does kind of polarize, I think, the lower end of the YouTube commentator scene. And it can make it just a little bit harder for smaller channels to sort of break through that glass ceiling to where they feel like anybody would even want to watch them, because you're starting to see a lot more of bigger channels working with each other and showing up in each other's videos and stuff. I think it would be good if there's some way to make it so that sort of like what they did with the alternates, but to just try to spice it up and maybe get some of the smaller guys in there just to help them out.
Yeah. Absolutely. But let's move on to our next subject. And Sweat, you're going to have to carry us through this because you got the beta to Resistance 3. So we want some information on it, man. What do you really like about this game, and what are some problems that you're coming across so far in the beta?
Well, the good news is, go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
Make sure you explain it, because I know nothing about this game. So there might be other people out there who don't know anything about it. So I need a little background on what it's all about.
Well, the bad news is I don't know much about the game either. But the good news is I got Mr. Ernest Lee in the stream. He's going to be informing me as I'm talking. But no, this is obviously it's Resistance 3. It's a PlayStation 3 exclusive. So that's automatically why so many people are like, what game? It is a first person shooter. It runs at 30 frames per second on the multiplayer. It runs at 60 on the single player. But the online beta is available starting tomorrow for all the guys who bought SOCOM 4. If you're asking me how I got a beta yesterday, I really don't know. Ernie hooked me up with one, and I'm really happy about it, and I don't know how he got it. But it's really interesting for me because I've never been able to take part in a beta before. So it's like looking forward and knowing that on September 6th, the new product's going to come out and possibly be a little bit different than what, the stuff I'm seeing now. That's really exciting. But the difference is, for somebody who's so used to Call of Duty, myself, is it takes so many bullets to kill somebody. Like it takes 3/4 of a magazine to shoot them if you're shooting like in the body before you knock somebody down. And headshots is like still 5 to 7 rounds. What's that?
Is that like a shield system that they have, or
is it
just that many?
Like the mechanics of the game. I think they might knock that down just a little bit, but I really don't think that it's going to change much as far as when the actual game's released. It still takes 5 or 6 shots to the head, like on a regular basis. I mean, if it just headshots, it's just how the game runs. It takes a lot of rounds. But I think what like Ernie pointed out in his video today, it promotes teamwork. You have to work together with a group of people or at least one other person. It's not going to benefit the guy that, so many of us like to be in Call of Duty, where we like to run around the flank of the enemy or in the enemy spawn or anything and shoot, just one person on 3. You're not going to get triples or anything like that very often. But grenades, and you have like a grenade launcher on one of your, on one of your weapons. They're really important in the game. I mean, it's one of those things that as soon as you come in contact with the enemy, you're better off throwing a grenade and then shooting your grenade launcher and then finishing off the kill with your bullets. And then in that instance, you level the playing field a little bit. It's 8-on-8 now. It moves to 12-on-12, 8-on-8, and 4-on-4 game modes when the game comes out. Like Ernie says, it is really Halo-esque. I think it's first person, but it's still kind of Gears of War-ish to me too, just with the way the game plays. And yeah, I'm trying to think of some other things about it. I'm excited about it just because of how much fun that my roommates have been telling me about it that they had in Resistance 1, and then people say that Resistance 2 got away from Resistance 1, so this is like a really improved version of Resistance 1.
Now,
y'all have any questions?
I'm worried because like everybody is revolving or moving toward those fast type games, and I think it's got a lot to do with Call of Duty. Now, Battlefield has a good mix. If you're up close, it can be fast paced, but the game in general is much more team oriented and objective oriented. Do you think a game like that at this point of the game is moving in the right direction for that slower gameplay where, like you said, it takes 3/4 of a clip to kill somebody?
Well, it's different. I think that's how it can succeed because it's not. I mean, you can run around with your teammate per se. Like you said, you're not going to be able. Like I said, you're not going to be able to run around behind enemy lines. It could hurt it. I mean, it's not at all going to match up to COD's numbers. It's not. But I mean,
well, it's only for the PS3 anyway, right?
Right. But people that have been interested in the series are really excited about it. People that were interested in the first one that got disappointed with the second one are really excited about it. And like I said, it's different, man. It's exciting to me just because it's something. It's a challenge. It's not going to reward new players. It's not going to reward bad players. You have to. I mean, if you're not accurate with your weapon, you're not going to kill people. That's just a fact. Like if you don't put rounds in headshots, you're going to get killed by people who know what they're doing. So
I just have to make a small correction. I've been corrected in the chat. It is not a clip. It is a mag.
I was just gonna say, I mean, I hope it's great. I didn't play the other ones because I had sort of heard some bad things, but man, like I had really, really high hopes for Killzone, the last Killzone that came out, and people like to watch FPSs more than any other game, and especially obviously the community that we're in. But it can only be good for there to be variety, but it's just getting that right mix. Battlefield has its thing, COD has its thing. It'd be great if there could be something in between to mix it up and people could actually get into it.
And we could beat this dead horse forever. What is going to break away from COD and be just as successful? Yeah. I mean, what is it going to take?
It's going to take a few more years.
It's going to come out of nowhere.
C, baby. Halo Anniversary.
Oh, dude, Blood Gulch for days.
I might never play Call of Duty again after that. If that game comes out, it's like Halo 1, except on Xbox Live. Oh, I might be done for.
I did have a lot of fun with Halo. I really did.
Me too.
Dude,
but Bungie's not making it.
That's where I
I think it might be the formula that's so fun about it, not exactly the developers. I mean, you still have just as much fun with World at War as you did with Modern Warfare 2. There's a lot of differences, but still it's the same formula, and that's what makes it fun. And I think it'll be the same thing.
I don't know if I could play Halo 1 on Xbox Live with all my friends, I would do that every day.
That's
it was
so
just
true.
that game. I don't know. My passion for gaming was really found with that game, and LAN parties with 20 people at my house.
Oh my God, yes.
Amazing.
Yeah, we used to play that in the barracks, and we used to have like 6 TVs hooked up right beside each other.
Oh yeah, good.
Where you could literally punch the person in the face that just no scoped you.
Right, you could nail him in the arm. Thanks a lot.
Like, God damn it.
So is this our transaction to the next topic?
This might be our transition to our last topic. Everybody keeps hitting me up and saying, Star Merrill, why aren't you moving into a more of a podcast, type format? Whereas now it's just, it's very quick.
Sorry. Excuse me.
No, it's not just Mike. It's everybody asked me that. They want me to move, to a more casual format. To move away from the, quick in your face and get out. And I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to test the grounds for that. So that's what our last and final topic here is. It is the shoot the shit topic.
Nice.
So topics are open. Y'all go ahead and hit it. Let's test this thing out.
To the stream, yeah.
Yeah, even the stream. Go ahead, guys.
So what really has been holding you back, though, Merrill? Just the fact of you just like that 30-minute, concise kind of segment?
Well, when you look at, the people who watch YouTube, they do it when they're on their shitter. They do it when they're avoiding homework. They do it when they're, procrastinating or, like YouTube is one of those things that you just do in between doing something else. Like I have never really sat down at the computer and say, I'm going to dedicate 2 hours to watching YouTube videos right now.
Yeah, right.
So I just kind of try to keep that in mind when I was making this series is make it quick. If they get bored, give them topics that they can click on to skip ahead, to keep the attention going and, let them get out. But I do want to move into that casual format because I enjoy that. It's a lot more fun. You got MrChaosMath here that had me in tears last time when we were just bullshitting with some of those topics. His Chiz impression.
Yeah, poor Chiz.
His Snacks impression too.
I started working on a Dr. Chiz impression.
It was great. You had the picture in my head with the 5-foot cigarette.
Dr. Chiz.
Did you really not have anybody offer to Photoshop that picture?
I had
what happened with that?
I had some disturbing ones that are not YouTube friendly at all.
Oh man.
Well, we did say what should he be cradling in his hand, and that's kind of like leading.
Oh yeah, we threw that one out there, and there were some good ones.
Some creative ones.
Some very creative ones that obviously involved them looking at some type of male pornography.
You know what you could do? You could like in a hidden video, just like one frame, bit. Just like have
Is there a way for you to put the picture in the stream real quick for Mike if he hasn't seen it yet?
The Dr. Chiz photo that take me a little work.
Oh, okay, my bad.
And plus, when I do the video, people are gonna be like, "What are they talking about?"
Somebody find it real quick. Can somebody link it?
Yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I know by his silence, I figured he didn't know what we were talking about.
We had Dr. Chiz on the stream last time, and he said he has only one photo to his name. Like online, period.
I'm going to find it right now.
Photo? Like a picture of himself?
Like he is the guy on Facebook that has one photo.
Yeah.
What?
Wait, I'm gonna find it in Skype.
I got it. Here you go, Mike.
Okay.
Oh, somebody already got it, but here, try that one.
There you go.
Where are you guys putting these? Where?
In the stream.
In the stream. I'm
sorry.
Okay. They just came through. Those YouTube links?
Poor Chiz. We're still giving him shit.
He's never gonna live that down. I actually told him, I was like, dude, you're never gonna live that down.
He's wearing a Zorro uniform and is holding an apple in his hand. It really makes no sense.
I'm watching Merrill live stream.
Why would you do that?
Because that's the link to this part in the dashboard.
Yeah.
I sent you the right
one. There we go. Okay, it's at the very beginning. I skipped past it. Wow, that's what Chiz looks like?
I know. And it's like
like
do your I love you impression like
an apple.
Hello, I love you so much. I am the Dr. Cheese.
Wow.
You're on point with that echo effect, dude. I don't
Oh,
even.
dude, I got all my studio shit right here at my
All
disposal.
his
Like,
toys.
it's like a little radio. I mean, I could do the radio show. Like, fuck Stern, I could do that. I could be the Fred guy. Is that the guy who does the sound effects?
Fred guy.
No idea.
Fred?
I'm not even sure what you're talking about. I'm nervous
Howard
about this
Stern?
topic now.
Howard Stern? Did you ever listen to Howard Stern?
We can wrap it up.
I only watch
I don't know how long you
Howard Stern when there's like some type of reason to watch it, like a naked porn star, which I know happens like every time.
Jumping on a machine.
Lady
right?
Gaga.
I think that's
And that's only
Lady
because
Gaga was on there.
They just have like it's like every radio show. They've always got some guy who's got like sound effects like ready to go at any point and stuff like that. But
Not to toot my own horn or anything, but Lady Gaga follows me on Twitter, and I'm gonna say it's because of that picture, which is another reason I'm not changing my picture.
I told my wife that because she was watching it last week and she's like, "Who's that guy?" And I was like, "Oh, I was like, that's Sweat." And she was like, I was like, "Well, Lady Gaga."
My wife said. My wife was like,
Well,
like, "Isn't that what I pictured him to look like?"
That's not what I pictured Chiz to look like either.
It's very true. It's very true. Look at it. It's a week later and we're still giving him shit for it.
yeah.
Poor guy.
Like, how often do you actually like get it right that somebody looks like how you envision them? Like, never. I don't.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. But that's like epic. That's like he belongs in the movies, man.
But see, that's why you get it out of the way as quickly as you can. You have people that are on YouTube that still have not shown their face. And now it's become this huge issue. Like, people need to see what you look like, and it's obviously not going to live up to the persona that you have built over that time. So, I mean, I'm an ugly motherfucker, so I'm like, I better show my face within my first
I'd hit it.
video.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I never planned on doing it, but I sort of felt like, I started my channel in April. I think my first video went up in April, and that was right around the time when you started seeing a lot of the IRL stuff, and I was like, all right, I guess so.
Oh, well, when you look this good, you don't really want to hide it much, so I just threw it out there.
Who was that?
My first,
I didn't say it.
I think my first video where I showed my face, I was actually literally in my car on my lunch break, and I'm like, this is sad.
That video is fucking hilarious, though, man. When you were singing.
Yeah, I did look. I'm like, I can't take myself seriously here. I got to put some goofy shit in here. So I did this little 5-second clip of me singing a Chris Brown song at the end.
Oh my God! I gotta go back and see that.
No,
I can link it. It's pretty far back.
It was a setup video, like I think like a year ago now.
I can't do a setup video. Mine's in my guest room, and it's like I think I have cool shit, but not set up in a cool way.
Dude, my stuff wasn't set up in a cool way. I mean, it's just
his was it's just a room.
Stuff in a room.
I'm gonna do one next week.
I want to do a setup video.
I started in my bathroom. I mean, come on.
That's really right, you did. You're like, hey, let's go check it out.
Yeah, so people could see me.
I started in my garage, and then I'm in Texas, so the month of June hit, and I decided that was a horrible idea.
Yeah.
Never mind. I want to do a setup video. I just haven't got around to cleaning my room yet.
What does it look like? What
does my room look like? My room is fine.
What's your setup?
Do y'all sit up? Like y'all have chairs like in front of your games or whatnot, and y'all like sit up in chairs and stuff like. I have to lay down in my bed, like all the way in the back of my bed. I know everybody says like all the health notes say you're not supposed to do anything in bed but sleep, like you're not supposed to watch TV from bed and all that kind of bullshit. I lay down like all the way at the end of my bed, and I have a 46-inch TV on top of a dresser at the other end of my bed, and I look up and play video games. That's just
shut your mouth. No,
that's just how I do it. I don't know what that was supposed to be, Jason. You just confused me. I don't know what to say now.
I have the squeakiest fucking chair ever. I'm like trying not to move. Can y'all hear that?
Yes.
It's pretty bad.
What does optic pred? I don't know what that means.
How long is this topic gonna go? When do I stop this? What do I say? All right.
Whenever you want to stop.
Go.
Yeah,
This
this
is
is your
enough.
show, buddy.
I like
enough
how
for
we
that.
didn't talk about anything in the stream, though.
That's true. What are people saying? I'm sitting
They said
in my
topic
lazy.
is 5'2".
I see shirtless.
That's directed to me.
Yeah, I said that he's laying in his bed shirtless playing games. He's got to be shirtless at all times because he's
And
sweat.
in a pool.
And
Yes.
no pants. Well,
That's it.
Harold doesn't wear pants to the podcast.
He's got
That's
like
Meryl
a big
right
TV next to the pool.
Jason, are you wearing pants right now?
Am I wearing pants? Yeah, actually. Well, shorts. Yeah.
You always say you're not wearing pants.
But sometimes, I mean, a lot of times I'm not. I have streamed and not worn pants.
What?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's like I don't always know that it happens until I'm already streaming. I'm like, well, fuck, now I can't get up because, you know, I have to stop the stream. So let's just go for it. So you just look through some of my streams and get excited by the fact that some of them I'm not wearing pants.
I don't understand the problem with not wearing pants.
Yeah,
I
he's
just
got,
naturally just wear like athletic shorts around everywhere. I'll put like a shirt and stuff on when I stream though, but I just always wear I don't walk around just free balling it.
Yeah, but see, if I stream, like a lot of times I stream early in the morning, and you know I gotta sleep in nothing but the drawers because it's hot right now.
But yeah, I sleep the same. Yeah, I sleep the same way.
So I'll wake up and I'll naturally just throw a shirt on, and then I'm like, I'll stream for a little bit, and I'll start, and I'm like, oh, I missed a step here in my morning routine.
Yeah.
See, there's a boss topic. It's 4 guys talking about what they wear to bed. There we go.
Yeah,
you must not have a dog, Meryl.
I do.
What?
I do.
You not have to walk your dog?
Oh, my dog is understands English. I tell him to go outside and go urinate in the yard, and he goes outside and he urinates in the yard. It's pretty fantastic.
Oh,
Wish my roommates
I have to walk my dog in the morning, so I have to I can't be walking around in just my boxers. Like I'd have ladies attacking me, you know.
Yeah,
So.
I got a rocket nude when I'm in bed.
Oh no, I don't do that. No, that doesn't. No, because you know, then the morning thing happens and you roll over and your wife will be like, "What the fuck? Hey!"
Exactly. Hey, how you doing? Good morning.
It's not gonna take care of itself.
That and I have French doors, you know, for my bedroom. So like they're tinted, but in the morning light, I think you can see in them. So I'm worried that I'm gonna walk past them just like, you know, in the birthday suit. And just have to do the wave because there's nothing else to do if they see me.
Meryl, you think we could get you to do a naked live stream while you're gaming?
No.
As long as you keep the ski hat on.
I'll do it.
Nothing but a ski hat.
Sweats are like, yeah. Sweat
will do it. Yeah, somebody needs to do that. It'd be epic.
I'll do it.
I mean, you don't have to show anything. You just
that worries me because the number one type of people in my demographic are 13-year-old boys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
You might be sending the wrong message, I believe.
Good point.
That's true. I'll do it.
He's like, oh yeah, I'll
Screw
do
it.
I love 13-year-old boys. I don't give a shit.
just make it Twitch TV 18 or older, and you're good.
All right.
Only.
I think we've exhausted this.
I think we've
topic.
exhausted it.
Now that's how you shoot the shit.
Exactly. How do I stop it? How do I go from here? Do we have any other shit we want to shoot?
I do want to say that that Earnestly uploaded a video directing people over to the stream. So Ernie, we really appreciate that, and thanks for your beta code.
Awesome.
Definitely appreciate it.
Well,
Other
I mean,
than
guys, if
thanks to Mike and Eric,
I have no problem like shooting the shit, like, you know, especially with these guys because I can do it. Literally, we did this for about an hour before we even started streaming anyway, so this is so natural. But if y'all like this, let me know. If y'all wanted me to switch back to a real topic, just let me know in the comment section. But other than that, this is episode 21 with IXI Sweat, MrChaosMath, and Onslaught. This is our Meryl out here.